So good evening everyone. Today is our ninth meeting. It means that we still have two meetings left. And if I'm not mistaken, we will meet next week. We will have an offline meeting on, let me see my calendar. We will meet at 8 April, April 8th. I think next 2 weeks. Yeah. So today, how many students here? Oh, there are 3 students. Are you available? Are you available tonight so we can discuss? Okay, good, perfect. How many students will be available tonight? I mean, sometimes some of you only participate, only listen, so you cannot participate. I wish that I can have a communication with you. Okay. How come there are two Dewi in this class? There are two people sign up with one name. So before we start, I just want to remind you, maybe some of you haven't submitted your assignment. I'm still waiting for that. I wish you can submit your assignment on time. And also, please don't forget to come on the offline meeting because I will give you the paper that you need to assign for the improvement, for proof that you come on the class. So based on the Universitas Terbuka policy, students have to sign up on the paper as a proof of their attendance. I hope that all of you can come on Sunday, 8 April 2018. So today's class, our topic is, this is our ninth meeting, and the topic is on page 8.11, 8.19, sorry, 8.19, hierarchy, constituents, subordination. Have you found the page? Hierarchy, constituent, 8.19. Okay, good. Now, before we go through these pages, I would like to introduce our agenda first. What we are going to do first, make a diagram forms, phrase, and phrase structure. I think last week we have discussed this topic, and if you still remember, we do a sentence phrasing. Do you still remember that we have several rules to follow for the phrase structure and rules and trees? If you open your book page 8.2, please open your book page 8.2. I want to review a little bit so you will have a background knowledge before we continue our lesson today. Page 8.2. Since this chapter were divided into two, the first chapter were discussed last week and the following chapter we will be discussing tonight. Chapter 8.2, I will read for you. Diagrammation, form, phrase, structure, rules, and trees. This unit begins with talking about the relationship between phrase structure, rules, and phrase structure trees. As we know, the phrases in sentence can be represented by trees. So, please remember that the phrases in sentence, phrase frasa dalam kalimat can be represented by trees, dapat digambarkan dengan pohon. as we learned last week, the trees looks like the trees factor like a mathematic things when we learn as in elementary school. Let's jump up to the next sentence. They express the regularities of the languages, such as the head, complement order, and the other relationship. The rules that we have discussed here define some of the phrase structure trees of English. Let's see, there are 5 rules on page 8.2. Since last night, we will also discuss this. So please always remember, I think this is the core of syntax. If we learn syntax, this is the core of syntax. Jadi ini tuh intinya dari syntax. So all of the classes that we previously discussed gonna focus on this topic. See, there are 5 rules. Welcome. I will say hi first to Mbak Dede, Mbak Rini, Mas Tri, dan Mbak Yusnita. Welcome to this class. So first, there are 5 rules. The first rules is subject. Oh no, it's sentence. S stand for sentence. Sentence consisted of noun phrase, auxiliary, and verb phrase. Then noun phrase consisted of determiner, noun, and prepositional phrase. The P pin in the bracket, it means that it can be reversible. It can be exist or not. So this is not mandatory for the prepositional phrase. Then the verb phrase consists of verb, noun phrase, and prepositional phrase. Again, those 2 words are in bracket. It means that it's not a mandatory for them to exist. And the prepositional phrase consisted of phrase and noun phrase. And the last one is adjective phrase, which is consisted of adjective and prepositional phrase. And please be highlighted again, the prepositional phrase are in the bracket. It means that those sentences are not mandatory to exist. Okay, so before I jump to the next section, I wanted to make a short review. Jadi kemarin kan, if I'm not mistaken, only one student remained until the end of the class. So if some of you missed the class, I'm going to review first what we have discussed previously. Jadi intinya dari sentence structure ini, kita akan membagi-bagi kalimat ke dalam susunan-susunan sesuai dengan aturan yang dipropos oleh Chomsky. Contohnya adalah halaman 8.8. Page 8.8. Could you please open your book, page 8.8? Have you found? Yeah. There is a sentence, the cat with 3 legs. First, the cat with 3 legs. What is the noun phrase? The noun phrase is the cat with 3 legs, with 3 legs. Then noun phrase. Noun phrase consists of determiner, noun, and prepositional phrase. And the prepositional phrase itself consisted of phrase and noun phrase. And noun phrase itself, again, back to the first one, adjective phrase and noun. So these are the rules. And after this brief introduction, I'm going to move to the second part of this meeting. We will describe hierarchy, constituent form, and function and subordination, and explain constituent coordination. Next, what is subordination? Anyone can read this? Ada yang bisa membacakan? Subordination? Sure, thank you. Mhm. Okay, thank you. So these are the topic that we will discuss tonight. So in syntax itself, we have two meanings, deep and surface structure. What are they? How superficially different sentences are closely related. What is the meaning of superficial? Ada yang tahu artinya superficial first? When I mention the word superficial, do you know the meaning of superficial? Superficial is the upper part. Ada yang bisa guess? Kira-kira superficial itu artinya apa? Anyone can find the meaning for us? Superficial. The opposite of deep. Ya, dangkal. So, superficial itu permukaan atau dangkal. Is the upper part. How superficially different sentences are closely related. Jadi, bagaimana superficially different sentences secara dangkal sebenarnya itu berbeda. Secara dangkal berbeda, secara permukaan berbeda, tapi sebenarnya itu saling terkait. Number one, Charlie broke the window. The window was broken by Charlie. Charlie who broke the window. Was the window broken by Charlie? There are four sentences which are superficially different, but four of them have the same meaning, isn't it? Do you agree with me? There are four sentences different. There are four different sentences, but those four sentences have one same meaning. Do you agree with me? Okay, I give you a few seconds to read this first. Have you found? Okay, have you found the similarity between four sentences? Do you see that? That those four sentences actually similar. Now, different contexts, they just have different forms. They have different forms, but they share the same meaning. Charlie broke the window. The main sentence is Charlie who did that. Charlie broke the window. And another sentence, the window was broken by Charlie. And another sentence again, Charlie who broke the window. And was the window broken by Charlie? So superficially, superficially, at it looks like different, but actually those four sentences are closely related. Difference in the surface structure, it means that they have different syntactic forms, but they have the same deep or underlying structure. So do you see? There are two terms, deep and surface structure. When we mention the word deep structure, it means the exact meaning. What are the speaker meant? Actually, what does the speaker meant? And when we mention the term surface, it means the form of the sentence. Those four sentences have different surface structure, but those four sentences have one deep structure. Do you see that? So this is the point. Four different surface structure, but one same deep structure. Do you get my idea? Okay, good. Uh, yang lain bagaimana? Mbak Dede Dewi, Mbak Rini, dan Mbak Yusneta? Apakah bisa mengikuti? Oh iya, Mbak Yusneta hari ini dengarkan saja, oke. Terima kasih Mbak responnya. Kalau Mbak Rini bagaimana? Hari ini bisa aktif? Sepertinya Mbak Rini belum bisa merespon, Mbak Dede Dewi juga belum bisa merespon. Okay, next. This one, the example. Same deep structure and different surface structure. Ada yang bisa membacakan? Mhm, mhm. Representation. Okay, thank you. Deep structure, it means the real meaning. Artinya itu apa? Deep. Makanya deep structure itu hmm, maknanya apa sebenarnya? Kayak misalnya dalam bahasa Indonesia, aku makan roti. Ya, atau kalimat lainnya, apakah kamu makan roti? Roti itu sudah kamu makan. Sebenarnya kan arti kalimat intinya adalah aku makan roti, tapi bisa dibuat kalimat aku sedang makan roti. Roti sedang dimakan aku. Roti dimakan aku. Jadi dari tiga kalimat itu kan artinya sama. Intinya adalah aku makan roti. That's true. Ya, surface. surface structure, makanya disebut superficial. Karena superficial itu sebenarnya hanya bentuk permukaannya saja. Now, for example again, the deep structure number 1, I could mentally understand what he was attempting to convey in words. Deep structure number 2, I looked at the object he was describing. Deep structure number 3, I was able to visualize the word he was using as he spoke. And the surface structure is I could see what he was saying. See? Okay, I give you a few minutes to read this first. Silakan dibaca dulu, dipahami, baru setelah itu kita diskusi. Yep. Oh iya, benar sekali. Berarti Mas Tri sudah tahu maksud saya. Terima kasih sudah mengoreksi. Jadi, harusnya itu surface structure number 1, surface structure number 2, surface structure number 3, dan deep structure-nya adalah I could see what he was saying. Jadi intinya itu adalah aku tahu apa yang dia omongkan. Tapi cara ngomong yang pertama itu I could mentally understand what he was attempting to convey in words. And another surface structure number 2, I looked at the object he was describing. And surface structure number 3, I was able to visualize the word he was using as he spoke. Intinya adalah the deep structure is I could see what he was saying. Aku paham apa sebenarnya yang dia omongkan. Intinya itu. Thank you for correcting. So far, yang lain sudah paham? Mbak Rini? I could see what he... Contohnya ini. Deep and surface structure. How superficially different sentences are closely related. Sebenarnya formnya, susunan kalimatnya itu berbeda-beda, tapi sebenarnya intinya sama. Intinya adalah Charlie broke the window. Tapi bisa dibuat kalimat the window was broken by Charlie. Or Charlie was broke, who broke the window. Or was the window broken by Charlie? The main point is Charlie broke the window.